Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lab Classic Remastered. This time we're taking a look at the 1983 Toyota Sprinter Trueno GT Apex. Another AE86, and like with all AE86s, one cool thing about them in this game is they all have unique racing mods. This one probably the least interesting of all of them. It's an Advan livery, but Advan liveries are kind of cool, so it's cool. Admittedly, that's about as cool as these cars get, because these cars have been ruined by anime fans. There's a lot of things in the world have been. This one is running a natural aspiration. We have had the turbocharged version go around, the 85, but that one was ran ages and ages ago. Front engine and rear wheel drive, 201 horsepower, 825 kilos, pretty mediocre statistics, so we'll see how it gets along. Anyways, it is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Mitsubishi GTO LM Edition, set a time of 27.223. The Sprinter Trueno GT Apex 1983 is unlikely to beat that. So yeah, the Corolla 11 and the Sprinter Trueno are both in this game, and the 85 versions are running turbo, the 83 versions are running naturally aspirated, because that's the way I decided to divvy this up. So that turbocharged car we had set like a 31.8. Again, that car admittedly went round quite early on, although from what I remember was also not very nice to drive. The NA Corolla 11 we had 31.441. There you go, I've just seen it. In between Nissan Sunny, that is in... Why have I lost it again? To be fair, there's a lot of cars in that group. 198th place, so yeah, we'll see how this one gets along. To be fair, straight away, drives very, very nicely, no drifting or anything like that, which is good, especially for rear-wheel drive cars around here. Four-wheel drive cars, we like a bit of the drift. Rear-wheel drive cars, not so much, because it doesn't make them go any quicker. Like four-wheel drive cars where you can sort of fling them into corners, which is always good fun. It does feel pretty underpowered, but then again, that's because it is pretty underpowered in the grand scheme of this game. But it doesn't weigh a lot, which is alright, 32.172. I mean, there's also a potential here that the Corollas are just, like, quicker than Sprinter Truenos, which is something that could be worth considering. Statistically, I think they're all identical, but you never know, maybe the fixed headlights of the Corolla make it a little bit more, I don't know. I don't even know what you'd say to that. I mean, ideally this one should be quicker because it's got a slippery front end on it, but there you go. 31.611. Okay, there we go. We finally got a decent enough time out of this. So, like I say, unfortunately this one's probably the least interesting of all the racing mods, but I still kind of like it. I think someone's making a mod for GT2 where it gets modded into the initial D version of it, because of course it does. But yeah, that's not what we have here. We just have the classic Advan, which is cool. I think, so we only have one AE86 to run after this, the 85 Corolla with the turbo, which should be a lot of fun. I can't remember what the race mod is for that one, but yeah. Vote for, once we do that, we'll vote for what we think is the best AE86 race mod. The Advan, the wide body that's on the other Sprinter Trueno, the sort of touring car livery the previous Corolla had, or whatever the final one is. I think it's another touring car livery, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's nice enough to drive, it's just not very quick. That's sort of the start and end of this one, I'm afraid. There's not a lot to really talk about when it comes to this car. It drives fine, it's just, yeah, quite underpowered, really. Which is a bit weird, because I know this engine has, like, crazy modding potential, which is weird Polyphony didn't really make any reference to that, but there you go. Even if you split down the times, it's not like it could even go that much quicker there anyway, so... interesting. 31.611 place it into 250th place, goes in between a Starlord Galanza and the Fair Lady Z. Quicker than a 427 Stingray. It is quicker than the 83 Celica, which is something worth bearing in mind. So buy this over the Celica. As I mentioned, it is about 0.2 up on that Turbo Sprinter, which again wasn't very nice to drive and was a very early car to go around. It's actually quicker than the 96 Corolla 11 as well, like significantly by about 0.6. So maybe this is one of the few cars where rear-wheel drive is better than front-wheel drive car for this course. And as I mentioned, it's about 0.15 now on the Corolla. Admittedly, that there's about 17 cars in between the two, but in terms of the lap times, they're actually pretty equal. I would personally pick the Corolla because it's got less baggage associated with it. But if you like the Sprinter more, then there's not really much in it. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'm driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.
Where my hopes and dreams are going, I'll only you back. Got up in a wall that you are not part of. Eyes on the slit of your father with love.